Hello YouTube, this is Frank from Happy Coder, and today in this video we'll be doing something different, and to be more specific, we'll be discussing the question, what is the best note-taking software for software developers and programmers? And right now on the market of note-taking softwares and services, there are a lot of excellent products, but in my opinion, none of them offers the functionality that a programmer really needs. So for example, let's take a look at the Microsoft OneNote, and in the drop-down menu of their text editing options, you have this thing called code, but in reality when you type in some simple JavaScript statements like console.log, first of all, it doesn't give you the option to specify which language you're working in, and secondly, there's no auto-completion at all. And same thing goes with my favorite note-taking software, which is Evernote. I've been using this software every day for everything in my life, and it has this thing called code blocks, right? So it gives you something like this. It looks like a code block in GitHubs and other websites that offers you the ability to insert code snippets. But when you type in this code block, same thing happens. First of all, it doesn't gives you the option to specify which language you're working in. Like if I type in console.log, it doesn't know that you're typing JavaScript statements. And secondly, again, it doesn't have auto-completion. And in this day and age when everybody's just being spoiled with the auto-completion offered by smart IDEs, this is a pain. This is really a pain in the ass, and it is very time consuming when you need to input a lot of lines and lines of statements. And with that said, let's move on to the software that I recommend to you, which is a free open source software called Typora. And you can get this software at the homepage typora.io. And now let's talk about some of the features that I really like about this software. First of all, it offers you excellent support with Markdown Syntax. And just to be more specific than that, for example, if we create this note that is all about JavaScript learning, for example, and as you create more and more lower hierarchy headlines, for example, let's specify this chapter to be all about scope and closure. As you write more and more of those little headlines, you can see that it automatically creates this nice hierarchy for you to navigate through. And secondly, regarding the syntax highlight, we've been condemning the other softwares to be lacking. If we just input 3 tick marks and specify the language we'll be working in, within this code block, every single JavaScript statement is going to automatically have this very nice syntax highlight. So for example, let's write console.log, welcome to Happy Coder. You can see that the string elements is being highlighted. And the other thing is, as we're typing our statements, for example, let's write document.write and whatever, as we input the left bracket and the left quotation mark, we can see that the other half of the punctuation has been automatically completed for us, and this, in my opinion, really saves a lot of time. And speaking of the excellent Markdown syntax the software offers, everything within the boundary of Markdown syntax, this software allows you to do so. For example, if we really need to create some sort of table, let's randomly input something like JavaScript, and another language would be Java, and C#. For example, if we were to create a table comparing similarities and differences among the 3 languages, as we move on to the next line, it offers you this option, dialog option to decide the dimension of the table and everything else. And something else that could become very handy when it comes to visual communication among programmers is that Typora offers you this very simple Markdown syntax to let you render flowcharts and sequence diagrams very swiftly. So for example, with the same 3 tick marks, and if you specify that your intention is to create a sequence diagram, let's do it here, sequence, and you input all these statements, the software is going to render you this sequence diagram almost instantaneously. And the same thing you can do with flowcharts and a bunch of other diagrams. That's the strength of this Typora software. First of all, it creates this hierarchical outline for you, and secondly, it supports syntax highlight and smart key auto completion, and it also allows you to input tables and flowcharts and diagrams, all with the Markdown syntax. And the best thing about this software is that it is completely open source, which means that it allows you all these nice functionalities without breaking your bank. The last thing I want to talk about this software is that it supports almost all the major file formats you'll be working with. I found it to be the most convenient. My perfect workflow is that I just type all my notes in Markdown syntax and export my file as a PDF file and drop that file into my Evernote for archive purpose. And everything I have just written down is all searchable within Evernote. For example, let's take a look at the note I created for my JavaScript learning. And you can see that all the syntax highlights and all the comments are all available in this PDF. And if we were to look for specific keywords or phrases, for example, if we were to search this cheating lexical phrase, let's do that now. Boom, it's there. All the texts are perfectly searchable. So that's Typora. And another worthy contender of the Typora software I'd like to introduce you to is the BoostNote. And this software is developed, to my understanding, by a Japanese developer, and currently it has been receiving a lot of attention. And in my opinion, there are a lot of overlapping between Typora and BoostNote, in the sense that BoostNote also offers you syntax highlight, excellent support with Markdown syntax, but one major or fatal flaw of the BoostNote software is that it doesn't support auto-completion. For example, if we were to write another statement, so document.write, you can see that the bracket doesn't auto-complete itself. But like I said, BoostNote is getting a lot of attention, and to my knowledge, the developer has been pushing out consistent updates very regularly. I could see that in the foreseeable future that the lack of auto-completion could be fixed. One major strength for the BoostNote software is that it also has a mobile version, a mobile counterpart, that allows Dropbox syncing between the mobile and the desktop version. So if you're into reading your notes on the go, BoostNote could be a very worthy contender for you. And another thing about BoostNote is that it is also completely free and open source. That's it, guys. So just to sum it up, Typora is my recommended software when it comes to documenting your computer programming learning experience, your computer programming learning journey. If you're in the market of picking up a note-taking software for programmers, just give it a shot. With that said, please like, share, and comment on this video, and please subscribe to this channel. We will see all of you in the next week's video. Bye bye.